like 6 hours of horse training. And they're like, all right, do this stuff. I'm like, okay.
I remember going to the horse place, what do you call it? It was an indoor stadium that he was learning how to ride this horse. And he'd never been on a horse before. And you went in there and he had this helmet with a GoPro camera on it. My GoPro. Like I said, I was a nerd. I was like, this will look cool. I also had sword camera and more instruments. I know, but they always made me wear that safety helmet. No, but I was like, I'm good now. And they're like, wear the helmet. Thanks. That's one of your special memories, isn't it? It's hilarious. Yeah, like a nufty.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking the time to spend with us and share your experiences. I was curious, during Spartacus, what's been the most difficult moment or thing in part of the production for you?
The cold. The cold. It was cold in New Zealand. We were shooting in large, warehouse spaces that were not made as studios originally. So there was no.
What was a fruit factory, right?
Yeah, there was nothing. There was just seagulls.
And naked men don't like the cold. They don't want to be filmed in the cold.
Seriously, maybe it's cold. Seriously.
Never happened. It was like that. You've never seen a dozen men in a bathhouse trying to warm up,
From a part of New Zealand that apparently does a lot of adult film, and we didn't know that this place was famous for that, but he taught everybody that you sit there with a hot water bottle on your lap and covered in a towel, and you just keep yourself in good shape. You think warm thoughts. Nobody tells you what you need to know.
Well, you girls had a merkin. This thing back. The girls had this thing called a merkin, which was like a toupee that you just took off.
Downstairs toupee.
Yeah, but anyway, okay. Next question.
What was your question, sir?
But you guys got the full stick-on living prosthetic.
Oh, the Kirk Douglas.
The Kirk Douglas.
Yeah.
Not when Mo was in any of this.
No, there were times when you were like, isn't there a Kirk for me? It's really cold. No, mate, you look awesome. And that was when you were cold.
Oh,
It's amazing.
Michael Hurst directed that episode. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in front of you.
I know you were like, oh, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Like, it's a good, you're okay.
There's a scene where Olivia's lying back like this.
Watching, and he's standing there like a piece of meat.
Lucretia's sitting there like this.
Trying to sell him to
And Amy's in the background like this.
But he wasn't allowed to cover up.
And Battiata says, Crixus, remove your sublicarian. It was like -1.
He was all gung-ho to do it when it was written. He's like, yeah, I think that's right, because he is just horse flesh, basically. It's right for the scene, and he knew it, and he was committed to it until the moment came, and he was like, oh. No. He's like, yeah.
You learn to shave down when you have to put a modesty patch too, because that's an unpleasant thing to take off. You like stick it down, and then you go like a band-aid right off.
Feel our pain.
Tough being a slave.
A modesty patch, for those who don't know, is kind of like a bit of cushioning that you can put around the area.
Makes you like a Ken doll.
Yeah. And I remember Manu saying, oh, this is ridiculous. It's like we've got 2 bicycle seats with them strapped to our bodies. So nobody feels anything ever.
It's like putting on one headphone and then doing a Brazilian.
amongst the two of you.
Or emotional
Slap,
scenes,
slap,
but-
slap.
We're not going to get out of this hole, are we?
There you go, stupid.
Have we talked about Jupiter's cock yet?
Somebody had a fabulous T-shirt last year with Jupiter's, with a rooster on it. Is he here today? No. Awesome T-shirt.
Nice costumes down the front here. Guys wanna
Oh, stand up,
Are
guys.
they the real
Look at
thing?
these guys.
That's a real thing.
Okay, so
What is beneath your feet?
Oh, shit.
Oh!
Where's Agron?
Sacred ground, watered with tears of blood.
hi. So I wanted to ask. It's kind of a spoilerish question, so spoiler alert. But based on the ending, did any of the cast realize that Crassus actually later historically dies in Syria, and it was a German tribe who wound up sacking Rome?
Did you say Asher was from Syria and Sanchez?
No, Crassus gets his ass whooped and his head cut off and his head taken. Yeah, it was cool. But I didn't travel through time and go as Spartacus.
No. I just meant like cast members. Like, did any of you guys realize that connection?
I did, and I was extremely excited. I was like, it's coming, baby. You're gonna get yours.
Well, I mean in connection with like who wound up surviving, that it was Germans who wound up sacking Rome and Syrians who got Crassus.
Yeah, I know. But I'll take whatever I get, right? Goths, Ostrogoths.
It was the Visigoths who sacked.
Visigoths was some type of Goths. Goths, man. Wrecking up Rome, what's up?
They were just so sad. They were acting out.
I hate this place. Let's leave.
They were like the byproducts of elves and orcs, weren't they?
Did you sack Rome? Did you come back as Rome, this place. I don't do a good Manu. I didn't.
Hi, konnichiwa. Thank you all for coming by again, as everyone has said. My question was for Lucy, actually. I wanted to know, like, I'm sure you get a lot of letters from your fans saying, oh, you guys impacted my life. Do you have a story of a letter you've gotten from a fan that's just, like, had a really strong effect on you personally? That's what I'd like to know.
You never know what to believe, actually, from letters, you know. I was at the deathbed of one. Does that count?
Oh my god.
What? It's okay, it's a time ago. Yeah, that was pretty amazing to be with somebody through their last couple of days. I don't know what to say about that, you know. I don't want to. It's good. It's good. It's a privilege. Look, I like dying people. I prefer them. They don't care who you are, and you would do anything for them. You know. Yeah, it's a privilege, as some of you will probably know. Hi.
During boot camp, I understand you all went on a very high protein diet, and at times the body does some undesirable activities. So, being in a room, 30, 40 sweaty people, how was that combated?
High ceilings. Having combat sweaty. I went through 4 shirts one time. 4. You just wring them out. Yum. I don't know. You just become immune to the sweat, I suppose. Eventually, you just go, this is just what's happening.
At the end of the day, when you're taking off your costume and you know that a wardrobe lady has to come in and pick it up, I used to shove like the underpants or whatever I was wearing, I used to shove them inside the shoe, so she wouldn't have to, thinking like, I mean, I used to try to package it so it wasn't so.
You could have probably sold that for good money, mate.
Bottle it. Craigslist juice.
True Blood has nothing on that. The undefeated goals pants.
It's an old vintage.
I used to like go in the shower after one of the more bloody. Every time you would get really bloody, you'd go in the shower, and I constantly thought I was hemorrhaging. So I'd be like, oh, this is better. Oh my God! Same as usual, same as for the last 2 years. That's just made up.
Yeah, there's another funny story with Liam and I. We got rushed off to San Diego Comic Con, and we were leaving from set to go. We were running late for the plane, and they were taking the costumes off us, and we were running out, and they had our baggage and everything, and we made it to the plane, but we literally just jumped out of our costumes and just chucked everything on. And I was sitting in business class, and the guy came out with the refresher towels, and I suddenly looked at Liam and I went, "Oh my God, you're covered in blood!" And well, he had a little bit of colour on it because he'd done it in Italy, you know. So he took this refresher towel and he just went like this, and like in one wipe it looked like, you know, a baby's nappy. And I was just sitting there giggling, waiting for this guy to come back with his tongs and go.
I was like, I'm just gonna pretend like it's totally clean. Don't look into it. There you go. Yes. But not if you still got the photo that I insisted you didn't take that you took.
I tweeted it. What are you talking about?
That's why I lost all those fans. Yay! Undefeated goal. Is that Link?
That is Link. What's up, bro?
The Ocarina of Awesome.
Right?
It's a sword, it's like Gladys. So, here's my question for you guys. For the fighting scenes, you know, where you're like with the Gladiuses, and also for like the fist fighting scenes, were there ever any like accidental hits or pretend accidental hits? And,
Legally?
and also, do you guys like, you know, like sometimes when you do something for a while, like what you did, you know, you practice for a while, do you still go to your backyard or somewhere and kind of swing a sword around a little bit?
Do I show off? Little set 5, something like that?
You either had to look at Gannicus or Saxa, because those two actually got some sword stuff down pat. You know, Saxa could get these things in a hand and just go, and Gannicus Dustin also had some very cool tricks that he procured.
You kept stealing my moves, Jim. I was like, I want to do that one. No.
He was Gannicus. He was Gannicus.
Stupid box up. You're stabbing that goat.
Oh, what was the goat story?
Oh, there's no goat story, but a guy did come up yesterday and asked me to sign the actual knife that I carved up a goat with.
Nice.
Just, that's all I have to say.
Good afternoon. I had a question basically. One, this inspired me from Manu Bennett to say to Lucy, just domino. And I also wanted to ask, you know, I know Lucy, you've done some voice acting. But have any of you guys want to do any future projects such as voice acting or any animated films or any projects coming soon?
I'm doing voice for Arzog, you know. Well, I did the motion of the voice for Arzog in The Hobbit, yeah. You're doing video games.
I want to do the hell out of it. Oh, well, I did. That's Spartacus later.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I want to do the hell out of some voiceovers. That would be sick. I used to, like, you know, I just met some of the guys from Futurama, which is, but yeah, if, you know, if anyone's casting, I do a range of voices, range of accents, anything you like. Do English, Scottish. Yeah, so that's my pitch. But no, I haven't yet. But thanks for asking. These guys.
Yeah, I want to do it too. Yeah, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? It would be sick. And good too. I mean, in a really good way. You modern kids.
Hip to that groove.
Or rockin' chatter.
Richie Edge, mate. It's an actual word.
Today we were talking about getting missing crutches, and we said, look, before you run to the CVS, we should let our fingers do the walking. We should Google it up. And they said, because you know the Wi-Fi around here, they went, we can make a phone call, and we all went, like a person, like talk to a person. Like, yeah, there's this ancient invention called a cell phone. We all realized none of us have done that in a long time. You Twitter, you tweet, it's like you can call a real human being.
Don't they have Snapchat?
Amazing.
Hello guys, big fan of the